Well, you made me feel like I'm on Oprah or something. You got the book sitting up, that's what's up. I appreciate that. From my dad, I learned to just be a man. You know, just do your duties.
Up is where we trying to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Acceptance is where you start.
And I highly respect how you doing it, man. Like, you persistent and you stand on it, man. Like, man, you don't know how much I respect it, bro. And I heard you telling your age earlier, man. For your age, man, you own it. You own it, man. You don't know how much I respect it, bro. For real. Like, I remember everything you said to me when we met, when you bought the book, just that motivation, man. You got that push in you that I needed to hear, man. I respect it, man. For real.
What's going on, my brothers and sisters around the world? It's your boy Terrell Humphrey, and I got another guest, another special guest, and welcome to episode number 59. Man, Desmond, before we dive in today, bro, why an author? Why did you choose to become an author?
I started reading more. And once I started reading, it was just, I really enjoyed it. I really did. Once I started, I don't know, I just had that spare time to read, and then it was just I was reading novels and stuff, but I think the first book that I fully read was the Holy Bible. But I started reading novels, and I caught more into the poetry. I had the Langston Hughes, the William Shakespeare, and the Robert Frost. Those was the main three that caught on to me. So I ended up going to Barnes & Noble and I bought a whole sonnet book of William Shakespeare, thick book. I bought a whole collection of Langston Hughes, and I bought some short stories as well. You know, so I started reading and stuff once, because when I was younger, I would read, but I wouldn't, like, the next 2 pages, I'd be like, dang, what I read? So once I was able to read and actually grasp it and keep it in my mind, I enjoyed it because I was learning, and then you can imagine what they're saying. So it was a good entertainment for me, good learning.
Okay, Desmond, man, I want to say thank you for coming to the
platform. Yes, sir.
Man.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Highly thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've learned, man, we have to be in the right position at the right time in order for God to bless us.
Yes, sir.
Right. So you said you picked up the Holy Bible. That was the first book that you read.
The first whole book that I read.
From start to finish.
From Genesis to Revelations. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you like learning, okay? What is the most important thing that you learned about yourself while being on the journey?
To my reading, just reading, or just
like in life in general. What's the best thing that you learned?
One thing I learned about myself is I think I should move slower than most people. You know, because they always teach us to move fast, but I think once I was moving fast, and I think it was kind of hindering my thinking. So once I learned I need to slow down, give things more thought, and just, be more patient. Like that was one thing I learned about myself.
Be more patient. So would you say us as people, us as a society has a problem with instant gratification rather than delayed gratification?
Oh, yes, sir. I feel like us as humans, period, we all most humans love instant gratification. And then you got people out here that's just in love with pleasure, but yeah, I think.
Hold on, my bad. I'm so sorry. I just thought about this.
That's all right. It's all right. Well, you made me feel like I'm on Oprah or something. You got the book sitting up, that's what's up. I appreciate that. We was talking about patience, okay. Instant gratification and stuff like that. It's all right. It's all right.
All right. So instant gratification.
Yes, sir. Like you were saying, like I feel like most humans, I don't want to say 100%, but I give it 90%. Choose instant gratification over waiting for it. So that's how I feel about that.
So my thing is, delayed gratification is a lot better than instant, because the sooner we get the success that we're looking for, the shit can be gone. It's relatively gone quicker than we expect. So the thing about delayed gratification is that it teaches us about patience and perseverance, and to actually trust the process and believe in ourselves. Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to start believing in yourself?
I think I've always believed in myself, but I think I do think I had a phase in life where confidence was kind of, played with a little bit. So I think I always had that belief in myself. I just had to. I was telling somebody yesterday while I was out selling my books. I told them once I learned the word humble, I grew. I really told them that because I feel like we was talking about pride and stuff. And I feel like it can get in the way. It can get in the way of a lot. So once I learned that word humble, it really had, I feel like it matured me. It matured life for real. Like that was a strong word when I actually encountered it, man. That was a strong word. So
When you encountered it, so when did you encounter the word humble and actually understood what it meant? Because before you answer it, because what I learned is that we learn things today, but it's not the lesson that we taking on today. It's the future that it hits us and say, oh, that's what it meant at that time.
mm-hmm.
What happened during that time to say, this is what humble is, this is what I need to become?
I think when I first heard that word, it was in the word, it was in the Bible.
Okay.
But I think I started to gain more understanding of it, like not in experience wise, but as in words when I learned that it was the opposite of pride. So that kind of made me think, like, okay, if it's the opposite of pride, then it's this. So, but like I said, the first time I actually encountered it was mostly when I read the Word, reading the Holy Bible.
What did you learn from the Bible? Because you know the Bible is
Man.
it's the life blueprint. So what did you learn?
Man, I learned a lot from the Bible. For real, man, that Bible matured me and grew me up. For real, because there's so much in it, I can't even just break it down. But I learned a lot, man, just about life and even just, there's tribes and this and that and just, man, I learned a lot relating to not only just us as men, but, our weaknesses was women as well. So I learned a lot in the Bible, man. I can't even break it down. I can't even break it down. I really can't. And then I can say this. The main thing I kind of learned in the Bible was faith. Faith is what, to me, is the wheels from the beginning all the way to the end. Because even and then God, he was just so forgiving, giving second chances, third chances and stuff. Because, man, there's just a lot of, false worship. And there was a lot of stuff going on in that Bible, man. But it would all brought you back to the Lord, giving chances and bringing you back to Him. Even if you strayed and went this way and stuff like that.
So who is Desmond Beasley? Who is Desmond Beasley? Let's go back. Who are you? Where you from? And what do you do?
As of right now, I'm a 33-year-old, born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm a freelance writer. I grew up playing sports. I was athletic. We used to go to, it was a Boys and Girls Club over there in the south end of Little Rock on 33rd Street. And we went there. We never stayed in the area, but we went there. My mama dropped us out there in the summer, and we got dropped off there after school until she got off work. So we learned a lot there. I learned how to swim. I learned how to play all sports, basketball, football, golf. We playing ping pong, pool, foosball, all that. Because, they had a game room, they had a gym, they had a library, they had a weight room, and they had a pool. They even had a back outside with the playground, slides, and the monkey bars and all that. They even had a field. We used to go out in the field and play football and all that other stuff, But, man, we had fun out there, man. We had fun out there. I grew up a lot there. Yeah. Man named Mr. Armstrong, he was the director.
Okay.
And, man, my mama, he was like family to us. My mama allowed that man to whoop me. You hear me? My mama allowed that man to whoop me.
That's a different type of love right there.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's a different type of love. Because, I've learned we're not who we are because of today, right? It's because of our trauma, what we've been through, what we overcame, how we grew up, how we were able to develop, right? So everything tied into play. Were you raised by a single parent?
My daddy was in my life. They wasn't together, but I respect, I give my daddy the benefit. He was there.
Okay.
And I always tell him, because like I said, they weren't together, and they was together when we was like young, but growing up, they wasn't together anymore. But he always did his part. And he didn't have to talk to me. He showed me. My daddy worked, and he made sure he fed us all that. He would pick us up from school sometimes, stuff like that. So I can tell my daddy to this day, I respect what you did. You was a parent. You know, even y'all not being together, you did your part. So I respect them.
Do you think them not being together affected y'all in the same way?
I do feel like it affected us because we seen them, split. But we was young, so I don't think it affected us like that. But it did have an effect. I know it had an effect on me in a sense because they were together.
Yeah.
But it's just what I grew up seeing. So.
And because I was raised by a single parent, a single mom. She did her job. She did a phenomenal job raising 3 boys by herself. It's hard to do that when you, by yourself, trying to pursue what you want to pursue in order to create the life for your kids. But see, my mama was living for us, right? She was surviving for us. She wasn't surviving for herself. She was surviving for us. And so now she got older. She was like, now it's time for me to live for myself. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow. Just really learning and really learning more about people and situations and life itself. Life is hard. Life is difficult. Life is something that will knock you down, keep knocking you down, keep knocking you down, keep knocking you down. And then once you get back up, you get knocked back down again. But see, here's the thing. As you're getting knocked down so much, you're building that you learn how to handle adversity. Mm-hmm. You learn how to handle adversity, which makes you more capable of growth.
Yes, sir. It was in my mind. I was just about to say that word, growth. But I do want to say this before you go further, before it leave my mind. I gotta fully give my mama acknowledgement because she did what she had to do. She raised 5 boys.
5 boys.
5 boys.
Are the youngest?
No, I'm the middle. I'm the third. But my mama, I give salute because she did her thing and she worked and provided. I say we wasn't the richest or this, none of that, but my mama made sure we had, and she worked and she taught us too. Like she'll talk. She don't do this, don't do that. Like my mama, I respect my mama. We all have our moments where, especially like as teenagers, you want to rebel. So you had your time with your mother and stuff like that. But I give my mama high respect because she did her duty, man. She did that. 5 boys.
So you say your mom and dad was in the picture in your life. So what is the biggest takeaway that you got from both of them?
From my dad, I learned to just be a man. Just do your duties. Even if everything don't go or the life is not perfect, just do what you gotta do. Like I say, he had 5 boys. He worked. We come home, he feed us. We have, we all get a little snack with the sandwich we got. We make sure we can get a pop, a soda, all that. Like he did what he was supposed to do. He cooked for us. My dad don't even really cook, but he'll cook for us the little, sandwiches and stuff, and we all eat. And like my dad, man, I respect him. I took a lot from my dad, man. He showed me what a man was, man. For real. We all have our flaws and this and that, but he showed me what a man was without even just talking to me, telling me. He showed me, because my daddy worked. So. But like from my mama, I learned what a strong woman is, and she taught me plenty of morals, just trying to better us in behavior. My mama, I remember she'd wake us up on them Sundays and we try to get us to go to church. We try to act like we still asleep. Get up. She taking us to church. You hear me? So my mama made sure we went to church. And, we knew the word. Knew that was our route. Even if we was asleep in church, my mama made sure we made it to church. We made it to Sunday service and listened to that word. Man. My mama she worked too, and she fed us. She disciplined us. She taught us. She taught us a lot. She taught me a lot. I know that for sure. My mama was a big pivot in my life to show me the way.
Because I've learned, you learn things from different people at different times, right? When you have your mom and your dad, you learn from them both. You learn from both of them, but at different times. So I don't only have my mom, so I was just able to see her grind, provide for us, do what she want to do. She has 8 degrees. 8 degrees. Raising 3 boys. So. If anything is due, would you have to put the work, the time, and dedication in order to make it happen?
Yes, sir.
These books are phenomenal, right?
Thank
Poetry. You putting your experience, your everything that you've been through inside books,
Mm-hmm.
right? How does someone get to that level and say, I want to write a book? I believe I can write a book. I have a message. Let me start. What is the starting phase for that?
I feel like motivation should be seeing me do it because that was not my route. So to see somebody that, like people that I grew up with, so they would have never guessed that I'd be writing books. So I talked to so many people like, man, I want to do that too. Can you help me? This and that. So I don't know. Just first you want to read. You want to read, and just take it in. Make sure you're grasping what you're reading, and learn. And then be open minded to different type of readings. Like I said, I like poetry. I like short stories. Plays, stuff like that, movies. But yeah, just be more open-minded. Look around, look in the society and see, if he doing it, I can do it. And the thing about writing, especially poetry, is more of style. So, and I like different people that can write and they're speaking and how they speak because that's the uniqueness of it. So I love like them. Oh man, I got a book. I lost it. I don't know where is it. I'm mad. I cannot find it. I cannot find that book. But it's a black short stories writers, 1899 to 19, I want to say 49, something like that. Man, I love that book. Because it's a book of short stories by all different authors. That's like a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Women and men. All short stories by different authors. Man, I love that book. One of my favorite stories is one called Blues Singers Never Die. Blues Singers Never Die and To Hell with Dying. Yep, To Hell with Dying.
Why those two? What made those two stick out?
Man, that Blues Singers Never Die, bro. It's just so real, man. Cause I'm gonna tell you what it all leads back to. It all leads back to the word and God. But
the very first book that you read.
No, the Old Blues Singers Never Die.
Oh, okay.
That's a short story in that book.
Okay.
But the man, he was a blues singer, and he was giving you insight of when you take that route. It's a lot that come with it. All these temptations and the lights, the glamour, the lure of the money, the lust, all that stuff come with this. And he giving you examples, or not even examples of. He was talking in the story. It's a lot in the story, but he was basically telling you on his route while he was doing all this, being this star. He strayed, and he knew it, and he knew he was like playing, like what they call it, dancing with the devil, whatever. Because you doing it's just your job though. You a blues singer, but the temptation and all this is what testing you. Mm-hmm. The test that he had to go through while he was the man, while he was doing this and that. And it led back in the end because the man was telling the story in past tense. He was old, but he was telling you what he went through as he was doing all this.
Like third person.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like he was in Paris and he was at a restaurant and I'm talking to you. I'm him. I'm talking to you. And it's another person that kind of ended as well, a waiter that he met earlier. So it was just a lot going on with it, but he was telling you he strayed. And everything he was going through while he was the man and this blues singing that strayed him away from God, strayed him away from the Lord. And he knew that. It was just hard because, like you say, the lifestyle. So like he said, he had all these women, all this and that, but he forgot about the Lord doing all this. Yeah, like you was talking about, instant gratification. All these women, all this and that. You hear me?
Yep.
But the whole time, he forgot about that word, this and that. That's over here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So he was saying that in the story, man, just about what it can do. But he was bringing you back to where he's at now. Straight back to God.
Mm. So how did you stray away from your path and how did you get back?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I had a tough upbringing as in straying because, like you say, or like we was talking about, temptation or wanting this, wanting that. But like people, wanting to fit in and this and that. But I think I was straight behavior wise, just not self control, not being disciplined like I should. Cause my mom used to tell me every time she dropped us off at school, be good. I know she tell me that, but I still, you want to go to school and clown.
Yep.
Want to laugh and joke and this and that, and don't want to listen to these teachers. I'm gonna tell you another thing. One thing that messed me up. I can admit it now. Remember the golden rule?
Yeah.
They taught us that was like elementary. I carried that all the way to high school, but I used to treat that to the teachers though. Like, you can't do me like that. Like I used to do that, man. And I had that golden rule. I think I took it wrong.
Yeah.
And I used it in the wrong way, and it messed me up a lot, man.
In what way did it mess you up?
I had a problem with authority. I had a real big problem with authority, man. Cause we had a rough upbringing, like I had 5 brothers. We used to, bump heads and this and that. And at the Boys and Girls Club, we used to bump heads, get into it, people and stuff like that. But man, it was crazy, man. It was crazy how the strain happened, especially like in school, because sometimes it was just out of fun. I couldn't be bored, man. I had a problem with boredom. I could not be bored, man. So that was another thing that messed me up. But honestly, I even had my strain of, drugs. Not like hard drugs, no one to smoke and stuff like that. But I was athletic, man. I played sports. People thought I was gonna go to the NBA, man. People thought I was gonna go to the NBA. Man. But I used to play. We played all my brothers. We all played. Everybody played growing up, but you got people that stood out, But I think once, because like high school was the time I didn't really get to play. So, say like 9th grade, I can give you an instance. I didn't get to play. I went to tryouts, but I didn't have my physical. You can't try out without the physical.
You cannot.
So the coach told me, sit in the bleachers. I watched them try. That's another thing. I feel like hooping or basketball, sports, whatever, kept me. So once I wasn't doing it, now I got free time on my hand. And I'm also angry because I'm not doing it. So I'm young, I'm a teenager, I'm mad, because that kept me on the right, straight and narrow, So yeah, grades started to slip, getting in trouble, just I wasn't happy, I wasn't happy. Man. I wanted more out of life too, man. I wanted more out of life, man. And I couldn't force it because what happens when you force things? Mostly trouble. So it's like it was hard dealing with it, man. So yeah, I'm straight, man. I'm straight.
I've learned once you learn your emotions, you learn yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And once you learn yourself, you're able to identify your do's and your don'ts. Right? See, the thing where a lot of people really don't talk about is being a man is hard. Finding yourself is difficult. Finding your why it's unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the thing that happens is that as we're going through this trial and tribulations, is building us up to understand this is what our path will consist of.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to understand it. I grew up playing football from Pee Wee all the way up to high school football. I didn't play college ball.
Yeah.
I'm too short for that. No.
A little stocky, like, was you a running back?
No, I was linebacker.
Okay.
I know my limits.
Yeah.
Okay. College got
Big. They huge, yeah.
I'm good on it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm not 220 or 6 foot or whatever, 6 foot 220. No, I'm 5'7", 180 pounds.
Them boys big, man.
Them boys are huge. I know my limits. A lot of people don't know their limits, okay? But that's a different topic. But so
limits is like
boundaries as well.
Yes, sir.
Limits
Yes, sir.
and boundaries. That's gonna be the next point.
Yes, sir.
When I told my ACL my senior year, the 4th game, I was lost. I was lost because my identity was football.
Yeah.
Football.
You tore your ACL? How it happened? How it happened?
Man, I overran the play. When I tried to slow down, my foot got caught in the turf and it popped. Man.
Yeah, that turf, man. Yeah.
That it was devastating because we was on a winning streak. We won 3 games, but the 4th game came. It was like everything ended. But it was so devastating.
You was out the rest of the year?
I was out the rest of the year. The rest of the year, the 4th game.
Senior year.
Bro.
What?
It was over. It was it.
Man, that's tough right
Playing
there.
college ball, but
That's tough.
I had to learn things happen for a particular reason.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the reason was, at the time I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But the lesson I learned over time was just to have patience. I can't wake up and be healthy after surgery.
Mm-hmm.
You know how tedious that is, bro?
And then you want to, like you say, you want to rush it too.
You want to rush
Yeah.
it. You want to rush it. You want to rush it so much. But what happens when you rush it? It's like you said, it doesn't go good.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the thing about everything that's happening, we have a new identity amongst ourselves. Our identity is our why, is why we're doing things. How can we impact other people? How can we encourage other people to find yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go through this in order to figure out who we are, in order to help instill that in everybody else. What do you think your why is?
My purpose?
Yep.
I feel like my purpose is wide. But I do feel like it does have conveying a message in it, like expression.
Yep.
So I use my writing as a why. Who knows? Maybe one day I can be like a motivational speaker or something. You know? Because like you say, you just asked me about my strand. People can learn from me. People can learn from me because I actually remember the dare stuff. And I actually just, I ain't gonna say I was a heavy drug user, but I've smoked, popped, painkillers and stuff. You know how it is, you're straight, but we all can learn from that. We all can learn from each other just by saying, this is why I messed up at. And yes, it was wrong. Because I could tell people like when I did straight and indulge in, drugs and stuff, I thought it was fun. But the whole time I'm deteriorating myself. I'm destructing myself. And it's so crazy that I got so much into that lifestyle, it became a lifestyle. I forgot that I played basketball, that I played football. I did this and did that. I forgot because this became a lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like you were telling me it all happens, a learning lesson. I can remember memories of destructing myself. But it all is a learning lesson to make you into who I am now. Because like you say, when I hit my growth spurt in like 7th, 8th grade, my knees start hurting. My knees start going bad. And they used to tell me it would happen because I'm going to tell you what I used to do. I used to have them ankle weights on, running up them hills, just trying to get strong.
Trying to get strong because it's the way.
Yeah.
If you don't work at it, you can't get strong.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get better. You can't improve your craft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, like it's just a learning lesson, man. Because like you say, we all have a story.
Yeah.
And I don't mind being open about it. That's why I think I finally grew as well. Going back to the word growth. I finally grew because I finally grew to the point where I'm ready to be open about my life. Okay. And ready for someone to learn from it. So I'm glad I got to that point.
So the next question is very vital. Okay, how can somebody get to the point of growth and say, I've been through something, but I understand what I've been through can help somebody? What does it take in order to identify that?
I think, like I was saying, just kind of being open and ready to admit it. Because they can't learn from you if you can't admit it, if you can't acknowledge it to them. You get what I'm saying? So I'm glad I finally got to that point. I'm glad because I went through a phase in life where nothing mattered. You get what I'm saying? Like, that. It's because not only that, using, but I wasn't happy. So if I'm not happy, how can I win? Or how can I think about wanting to win or wanting to progress and stuff? I can actually remember a time in my life where nothing mattered to me. Like grades dropping, coming to class late, might not even come to class. That wasn't me, man. That wasn't me. I might skip school all day. Like that wasn't me, bro. I remember doing it, man. And it's just like, how did I even get to that point? You know what I'm saying? But then with like teenage years where we all, like they always say, we all go through them phases. But I think it was a learning lesson.
You say that you can't remember it. Most of my life, I remember parts of it, but I can't remember everything like visually. I feel like okay. That's hard. That's hard. Maybe 30 minutes. That's hard. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. You remember the last one you were saying?
We was in a discussion of a man being a man in society.
Yeah.
But I do feel like you or me can't progress in life as a man until we accept ourselves. We have to accept ourselves.
That is true.
We have to accept, because everybody wants someone perfect, but we have to accept our flaws or anything that about us that might not be perfect. Probably can get perfect or get close to perfect, but it's not there yet. So we just have to accept ourselves, and I feel like because I've accepted myself. I feel like once you accept yourself, there's nothing but up.
Up is where we trying to go.
Yes, sir.
Right? Acceptance is where you start. Yeah, I was at Waffle House earlier today, and this gym was like, he had a sign. He was like, man, I put up right beside him. I said, man, have you ate today? He was like, no. I said, man, meet me at Waffle House. We go in there. He sit down. He was like, man, can I just get a waffle? Like the worker was working with another customer. The cook was working. I'm like, man, they gonna come over here. Just give me time. So he was like, man, just pray for me. Just pray for me. I said, how about this? I'll make a deal with you. I'll pray for you if you start believing in yourself. He didn't hear me. It really messed him up. When I said it the first time, he did not hear me. He didn't understand what I said. He was like, man, just I just need you to pray for me. 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 He was like, well, hold on. He was like, you're right. He was like, you're right. He was like, I can't ask Jesus for prayer if I don't know myself. Well, you can't ask Jesus for prayer, but it's just like, what are you asking for? Right there. It's like it's something in the air that you waiting to ask for, waiting to get, but you haven't started working on the basics. The basics is yourself. When I told him that I don't know where it came from, I was like, I'll make you a deal. If you start working on yourself, I will pray for you. I was gonna pray for him regardless of the fact. But it's the fact that he understood that he had to accept his current situation. And as a man, we don't accept everything that who we were in order to become who we want to be. All the feelings, all the emotions that we're suppressing, all the trauma that we're bypassing, not really accepting it and actually dwelling in it. You have to dwell in your pain and misery in order to start and say, this is something that I don't want to deal with no more. You have to do that. People
let it go.
You have to let it go, because if you're not dwelling, you can't let it go.
Yeah.
It's like you're really suppressing everything that you need to do in order to keep excelling, keep going up, because up is just being stagnant. Until you start accepting yourself. You start accepting yourself, that's when it starts escalating up.
Yes, sir.
How do you, let me see, because this question is going to be phenomenal.
That's all right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how do you understand, okay, I'm a man, I have emotions, that is okay?
Being in society. Because if you want to maintain and stay free and progress in society, we all have emotions. Daily, I deal with different personalities. I deal with people that don't give this much about me. And then you run into people that's actually caring or even mature enough to treat you as an equal. But that's real what you were saying, man. Real.
Treat you as an equal. You know, I feel like people want a handout. Like you just because you're here, you deserve this. Or here, it's entitlement. Just because you're here in the same place and same time with me doesn't mean that you deserve everything that I have. Everything that I have, I'm currently working for. So it's not it's definitely an entitlement thing, but it's instead of being entitled and envy, how can I learn from you and start growing and actually helping myself? See, that's where we as a society, as a community, lack the understanding of. You can do this, but you have to put the time and effort in it to become this. Are you willing to do that? No. A lot of people not.
They want to skip straight to success.
But then you can't do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Society has it so confused that you can write a book in a day. How long did it take you to write these books?
It didn't take a day. It Didn't take a, and it took me 8 long years to finally get my first book out. 8 long years.
Okay.
I stayed on it though. I stayed dedicated during those 8 years. Do you know during those 8 years, I lost my work like 2 or 3 times. Flash drives. I lost them. I was telling somebody about this the other day. The only thing that saved me from to keeping my work, I had printed copies that I edited. If I never would have printed those with all my work, because you gotta understand, before I wrote this stuff, I had some writings that I lost before that.
Yeah.
It was writing like in a folder or something, and I lost them. And I know whoever found them was happy because it was plenty writings.
I
But
think whoever found it didn't even know what it was.
think so?
Yes.
It's gone. It's possible. But it's like I lost it and I started over. I kept
having to start over.
No, I didn't have to start after I lost them that first time. I had probably 50 writings. I lost them, misplaced them, accidentally. Started over. And my work was building, and I was saving it on one flash drive. But I think I had printed all my work out. I think I went to Arkansas Baptist, my old school, and printed all my work out and edited. If I didn't do that, because you got to understand, I lost my flash drive. That one flash drive that I had. There was another learning lesson that I learned with my work. After I found, from my printed copies and typed everything back up, saved it on more than one flash drive. Because that one flash drive hurt me. I'm like, man, just all my work.
Yeah.
But like I said, I probably lost my work like twice, 2 or 3 times, typed it all up. When I finally got my work in book form, I had lost my flash drives, but I still had my printed copies. I didn't even type all my work. I picked out every selection that I'm going to put in the book because I still had all my work, but I picked the ones out so I didn't have to type it all over. I just picked, okay, I'm going to put this many in the book. Saved it like that first book. I did it like that. Second book, third book, like that. So, but man, I had them 8 long years. I ended up getting it took me 3 years. I got a trademark. Excluded inclusion. That's on every book. That's the trademark. It took me 3 years to finalize that. And like I say, I do freelance writing.
What is freelance writing for people that don't understand what that is?
A freelance writer is a writer that you can make your own work, or you can go and work for somebody. They can hire you and pay you like that, like as a.
What is it, like a ghostwriter? Ghostwriter or something like that?
Ghostwriting is just one way of writing.
Okay.
I'm talking about like it's called work for hire, and they can hire you to do like essays, articles, technical writing.
Okay.
Because you got technical writing and you got creative writing. Magazines and stuff, they can hire you just to do an essay, article, stuff like that. Creative writing, freelance writer. I'm not like fully yours. I can sign a contract to me doing this work, but that's it. Once I finish this work for you, you pay me.
That's it.
I go find more work. You know what I'm saying? That's what a freelance writer is. I can work anywhere that requires or that's looking for a writer. So.
Okay. So for each book, right?
Yes,
you got
sir.
different phases of your life.
Yes, sir.
So which one is the first one? Is this one the first one?
It's my first one.
Second, third?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from story 1, story 2, and story 3, how do you think you've grown as an individual?
A lot. Because that first book, I think the first book got more of kind of like a diary or something. It got more emotion. It got the core of me in it. Because you got to understand, I had to write all this stuff to get it out. Then I progressed on to wanting to try things, wanting to be more creative and stuff like that. But it's in the first book as well, but more the first book have more of the core, more emotion, more just the raw. It's deep, it's right there. You're going to feel it. And it's just me being open. I'm being so open, and it's clear to understand as well. Me being just an open book. I've been an open book. Emotion and everything.
I've learned Because I'm a public speaker. You said something about being a motivational speaker.
Yes, sir.
So whenever your time is to come, let me know.
Yes,
We
sir.
can work
Yes, sir.
something out.
Yes, sir.
Because what I learned is that we all have a story, but it's the way you package your story in order to deliver to other people. Right? The way I'm delivering my story is through public speaking.
Delivery.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Delivery, through content, through really just put myself out there. So you have a gift, right? A lot of people haven't even wrote one book, but you wrote 3.
Yes,
and
sir.
there's more to come.
Yes, sir.
But see, how can we package this and make a name for yourself? So what? Next question: what is the long-term goal for this?
The long-term goal, first of all, is to continue to write and make more books. But I want to reach as many people as I can. Not only, and what you was talking about there earlier, of us being able to dwell on stuff to progress and move on. We can be our own hindrance. And I feel like I hinder myself in certain instances. So, but I do want to reach as many people globally as I can.
Globally.
Yes, sir.
Think about social media.
And that's one of my hindrances.
Bro,
That's one of my hindrances.
and here's the conversation that on how I can bring value to you as well, right? Because you brought value to me. I'm learning from you. We're growing together. Here's how you can put yourself out there and really create a brand, a name for yourself.
Yes, sir.
What's called inclusion.
Yes, sir.
You can make that known.
Mhm.
Of course, it's going to take time, but with persistence and dedication and consistency, it's going to happen. Here are some strategies that you can implement for your everyday life. After this conversation post, go on YouTube, screen record it, 60 seconds. Whatever part you want to do it. Record 60 seconds, save it, post it on social media. When you post it on social media, you just took a long form and cut it down to 60 seconds.
Mhm.
This conversation was like maybe an hour.
Yes, sir.
But when you do that and have a plethora of content that's an hour long, think how many content you can have. Earlier you said that I have a lot of content. That's because the strategy that I'm using, long form with short form.
And I highly respect how you doing it, man. Like, you persistent and you stand on it, man. Like, man, you don't know how much I respect it, bro. And I heard you telling your age earlier, man. For your age, man, you own it. You own it, man. You don't know how much I respect that, bro. For real. Like, I remember everything you said to me when we met, when you bought the book, just that motivation, man. You got that push in you that I needed to hear, man. I respect it, man, for real.
And I appreciate it.
Yes,
I appreciate it. For the people that's watching, to give you some context on how we actually met, I was coming out of Ross. Over there off of what?
Of Markham and John Burrow?
Off of Markham and John Burrow. I was coming out. He asked me, do I read? I'm like, yeah, I read. You hear me? I read. I was like, what you got? He gave me this book. Unpredictable Pace. Peace. Unpredictable Pace. And he gave it to me. We just had a conversation. Then I asked him a question that really stuck out. How much for this book? So in sales and business, you have to your price has to be firm. And I told him that, and he was like, okay, man, somebody else just told me that. But what I've learned is that somebody would tell you something, but not give you an explanation behind what's the reason. So I asked him, how much was it? He said 10 or 15. He said 10 or 15. I said, no, don't give me no option. Because really, to be honest, I could have talked you down to 5. Because you gave me the door. The door is open. But in negotiation, in business, if you give somebody the door, they're going to take it. I sent you 20. Just because I understand the ground that you're on.
Yes,
just
sir.
because I believe in you, because you believe in yourself.
Yes, sir. You got to understand, people like you is what motivates me to keep getting up every day and do it. I always run into somebody that's, I say, man enough or woman enough or mature enough to treat a person like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people that look down on what I do.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I know it comes with a lot of jobs, but I'm just saying, like, ignore you, like, quickly lie, like, and stuff like that. But every time I run into somebody like you, man, it keeps me going. Just that push, man. Just that positivity. Because you don't run into a lot of positivity out there in the world. Man. Yeah. And I just love running into people like you, man, because, man, y'all keep me going. For real, keep me going.
I appreciate it, man. We see, that's the thing, we keep each other going.
Yes, sir.
Because my mentor, Steve Anderson, Mike and Brigley, they taught me the game of life, a game of negotiation of real estate because they're in real estate.
And you was telling me about
Everything
that. Real estate.
that correlates with real estate, sales, marketing, outreach, cold calling. Cold calling is reaching out to people that's not interested in selling right now, but you're asking, do you want to sell their place? Cold calling, you texting them, do you email them, you're constantly following up. But what is the system for a business? The same exact thing.
Yeah.
It's just different products that you're selling. See, the thing that I had to learn is that a business, you have to look at data. You have to look at the numbers. The more people you talk to, the more you're going to get a yes.
Yeah.
But the no's, you have to keep going and actually putting yourself out there. The no's is going to be continuously.
And it makes you strong as well. The no's makes me strong because just I daily deal with not only just no's, being ignored, people lying to me, no, I don't know how to read, and just, looking down on you. People want to belittle you, laugh, and stuff like that, but that stuff makes you stronger, especially if you don't react. Especially if you don't react in a manner where you feel like you win.
Yeah.
React, calling them out their name, or, just reacting how they really want you to react, negatively. So it makes you stronger, man. It really does. And I'm glad I experienced it because it really has matured me.
Yep. Because it teaches you how to respond when somebody say the same thing that you hear multiple times. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know how to read. Well, just get it.
I be wanting to say I hear that so much, like stuff like that. I hear it a lot.
Like, that was a bad comeback. I don't know how to read. Well, when last time you read? Yesterday. You just said you don't know how to read. So how about this? Instead of you saying you don't know how to read, how about you just read the back of the book? If you like it, you can buy it. If not, no hard feeling. I just sold you on your old book.
And see, that's where another area in my life that I need to get better at. Because what you just said is how it should come at them.
Yeah.
Like you say, yeah, you just told me you don't know how to read books. Even if you lying and just trying to blow me off and really trying to be funny, you can come back like you just said. Well, take a read in the back of the book. And then the way you said it wasn't any
confrontation.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
It wasn't.
It's like looking past it but staying focused. Yeah. Even though I know you playing with me, you messing with me. Yeah. Like that was real what you just did.
My mentor, bro, they taught me so much. Because since real estate was calling homeowners, and I was calling the homeowners for them. So I'm asking them, do you want to sell your place? They'd be like, no. I'm like, okay, well, do you have any other place? They'd be like, no. I hang up the phone. My mentor was like, my mentor, Steve, was like, Terrell, you can't do that. I'm like, what? They said they didn't want to sell it. He was like, man, when you get them on the phone, keep them on the phone. I didn't understand that. I did not understand that. I'm like, wow. If they don't want to sell a place, I don't want to sell a place. Because when somebody answers the phone, it's hard to get in contact with him. So if they don't have a place, ask them if they know somebody they want to sell. Keep them on the phone for longer than 30 seconds. So I'm like, oh, communication.
Yes, sir.
Communication is harmony in everything. Because what happens is that you're able to have a conversation and solve a problem rather than forcing somebody to make a sale. Once I understand that, I'm like, oh, I understand it now. Sales is solving a problem. Business is solving a problem. What problem are you solving with these books? You see what I'm saying?
And what's crazy, like what you saying that it really have shown me, because I've sold my books to so many races. I've sold my books to people. I've sold my books to people that I've never thought I would have sold them to. And like you say, communication, man, is very key. Yes. And I'm glad you brought that up.
Man, so we got one segment. It's 5:55. We got one segment, and it's called Best for Last. So I asked the best questions for last, and it's on the floor. You can answer them in a quick explanation or a short explanation. So first one is, how do you keep your composure?
I keep my composure by staying focused, knowing what I'm really trying to do. Staying, keeping in my mind what the goal is. So,
what do you regret?
Sometimes I regret, especially like at the beginning when I first started, sometimes I regret I ain't gonna say I had bad reactions, but I have had reactions that, I shouldn't have did. I'd say that.
Okay. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for life, being able to still breathe, to get up every day and do something that I actually want to do. I'm very grateful, man. I'm very grateful for everything I have in my life, man. Just, it's a blessing, man. I'm very thankful.
Okay. Last and favorite question. What does failure knowledge mean to you?
To me, failure knowledge is like learning from your mistakes. It's all about, it's like growth from the past. It's like reflection. So, and knowledge comes from all of that. So I love that title as well, man. I'm glad you came up with that. I love that, man.
Man, I appreciate you for coming. Man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, for real. Highly.
Man, everybody that's tapping in, make sure y'all go subscribe. What's your YouTube? How can people find
My
you?
YouTube excluded.
Social media. Oh.
Right now, on my YouTube, it's excluded inclusion Desmond Beasley. And you can contact me through my Gmail, Beasley.desmond@gmail. Right now, I'm not on all the platforms that I need to be on right now, but I do plan on getting there. Yes, sir.
Today, after you will be.
Yes, sir.
After you will be. Man, y'all see it here. Y'all see the 3 books here. The first one I'm reading by when it was published. Here, There to Elsewhere. I said it wrong. Here, There to Elsewhere. That's the first one. The second one, I'm gonna show it right there. Second one, Wondering While Wondering While Wandering. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then last but not least, Unpredictable Pace. Man, make sure y'all go tap in, go subscribe to his YouTube and all his social media contents, social media platforms. That will be the same. Man, Desmond, it's a pleasure, bro.
Man, I highly appreciate you. Thank you, man. For real. It's a high pleasure for me.
Man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like the movement you got going on too, man. I respect it, man.
I appreciate it, bro.